And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
I haven't heard that term in a while. She's a harlot, almost.
She's well, harlot's bad, right? She's just powerful. She's
actually, that's a good point. Harlot and temptress.
Yeah, I think harlots are.
It's like comparing melons to apples.
The definition of a harlot is a prostitute.
Yeah, that's a whole word.
I take that back.
Yeah,
It's a her.
It's a yeah, I don't think she's that.
No.
What she is.
No.
Wasn't there some speculation that she was on Epstein's yacht at one point in time? There was like photos with her and Prince Andrew way back in the day when she was like in her early 20s.
Wow.
That's the big distraction.
That's the big distraction right there.
There's a war room apparently in England where they're trying to figure out what to do.
Oh, really?
I heard they. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yes. There's a war room.
I think I tuned
The
out.
Royals.
The Royal War Room.
Have got. They're about to go to war.
Well, the wanker is, he's put out this book, Spare, or whatever it's called. Yeah, I guess everybody falls down one side or the other. Do you support Harry and Meghan? Do you not?
Here it is. The Royals set up a war room to discuss Prince Harry's memoir.
Some Taliban commander is now trolling Harry over his talk about the Afghans that he killed. And I got to look it up. But
What has he said about the Afghans he killed? This is why he was a pilot?
yeah, this is while he was over there on duty. I don't know to what degree. I again, full disclosure, haven't read the book.
Taliban leader responds to Prince Harry's reported claim in Spare that he killed 25 fighters in Afghanistan.
I mean, who does that? Who talks? I mean, again,
Very strange.
it's very strange.
But it's also very strange that he was, essentially infiltrated by a very ambitious actress. She used to be on
Was
Deal
he
or No
infiltrated?
Deal. She was one of the
Is
Deal
that
or No Deal
technically
ladies.
the way it works? Is he
I think
infiltrated
so.
or was she infiltrated?
Well, it depends on who's
yeah.
getting pegged.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
How's
right?
that work?
Well, I'm a little upset with Prince Harry, but other than that, it's working out really well.
Are you mad that he left the throne or whatever the fuck he did?
No, I mean,
Doesn't it make sense?
well, it probably makes sense because I don't know that he's the sharpest tool in the box, and he's probably thinking we can make a lot more money if. But they're not supposed to make any money off of being a member of the royal family, and yet they've trademarked apparently sort of their brand, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and they're not allowed to make any money off of the royal family. So they're given allotments, allowances, living expenses.
How much?
It's a significant amount. Look, they've got a house on the grounds of Windsor Castle they're going to continue to live in. So I guess here's my point. They can do whatever the fuck they want, but it would have been nice if they told their grandmother so that she didn't have to find out about it on the news. I thought that was kind of
The Queen?
spotted dick move, but yeah.
Spotted dick.
yeah.
The Queen.
The Queen.
She found out on Twitter. Has Prince Harry left the throne?
That is a remarkably accurate
Thank you.
voice.
I've worked hard at it.
She's so she found out on TV, but they want to be financially independent. They trademarked Duke and Duchess of Sussex in a variety of different ways, apparently, and she's going to go back to doing whatever she did. And
It's that little American hussy he's hooked up with. She's going to turn him into a Kardashian.
that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, listen, they're already so popular. All they need to do is start endorsing fucking makeup lines and sneakers and watches and shit. Next thing you know, Jed's a millionaire.
Yeah, well, she's got a massive following on Instagram, which I suspect she wants to
go.
Yeah, she
Start
wants to
profiting.
monetize that thing.
Well, how much do you think they make? Find out how much they make. How much do they make from the royal family?
Might not be public. I don't know.
Not public. You think they hide that shit?
Well, he got
You would know better than me.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I don't think they're hiding it, but
think they make $1 million a year?
yeah, oh yeah, more than that. I mean, look, he
Really?
got, I think, from his mother, I think as an inheritance, he got some $9 million.
Prince Harry.
Yeah, and then she's probably worth about $6 million on her own for her acting career. I didn't know what she was acting in, but
That little American hussy has ruined my prince.
he's off to Vancouver, and the guy doesn't even know there's a rabies issue there.
Joe Rogan didn't hold back. On a recent episode of his podcast, he let loose on Meghan Markle, calling her out for what he sees as pure performance. She's not a real princess, he said. She's just someone who married into royalty and then turned around to cash in on it. His voice was sharp, mocking, and fully unapologetic. And the internet lit up because Rogan wasn't saying anything new, he was just finally saying it loud enough for the world to hear. Rogan brought up how Meghan and Prince Harry bailed on the royal family, then signed million-dollar media deals. They wanted privacy, right? Rogan said, laughing. So they left the palace and went straight to Netflix. He mocked the irony of someone preaching about being mistreated while simultaneously becoming more famous and richer than ever. To Rogan, Meghan's whole royal persona was built on contradictions. He didn't stop there. He dragged the Oprah interview, pointing out how Meghan insisted on privacy while spilling every detail of her life in front of millions. That's not privacy, Rogan said. That's branding. He argued that Meghan used victimhood as a strategy, turning public sympathy into a money-making machine. What Rogan found especially ridiculous was how Meghan painted herself as powerless. She acted like she had no control, he said. But she was flying private jets, buying mansions, getting Netflix deals. That's not powerless, that's privileged. He mocked the fake princess narrative she pushed, calling it royalty cosplay. Rogan also called out Harry's role in it all, saying she turned that dude into a sidekick in his own life. According to Rogan, Meghan used the royal name to launch her personal brand, while Harry faded into the background. The whole thing, he said, looked more like a corporate takeover than a love story. Listeners agreed. Social media exploded with clips of Rogan's rants. Finally, someone said it, one user posted. She's been playing the victim card since day one. Others pointed out how Meghan constantly plays both sides, demanding royal treatment but rejecting royal responsibility. Rogan's problem wasn't with people leaving the royal family. It was with people leaving and then pretending they didn't want the spotlight. You don't move to California and sign with Spotify because you want to disappear, he said. You do that because you want your own stage. To him, Meghan didn't want out. She wanted control. He compared Meghan to an influencer more than a royal. She's got the hashtags, the merch, the documentaries. That's not a duchess, that's a Kardashian in a crown. The audience roared because it wasn't just funny, it rang true. Meghan's carefully curated image looked more like PR than authenticity. Even the podcast guests chimed in, with one saying Meghan's biggest talent was acting like she didn't know how famous she was. Rogan laughed hard at that. She's been working the camera since Suits. He said, she knows exactly what she's doing. The idea that she was suddenly caught off guard by fame, Joe wasn't buying it. He brought up her complaints about the press, asking, what did she think marrying Harry would be like? According to Rogan, the press comes with the crown. You can't be half in, he said. You're either a royal or you're not. She wanted the perks without the pressure. Then there was the infamous royal wedding. Rogan mocked the global spectacle, pointing out how Meghan embraced the title when it suited her. She walked down that aisle with diamonds and a tiara, and now she wants to act like it was a prison sentence? He scoffed. Oh, come on. As for the racism claims, Rogan said that real issues get lost when people use them for personal gain. If everything's about race, he said, then nothing is. And that's dangerous. He didn't deny racism exists, he just questioned how it was used in Meghan's media tour. Rogan said the worst part was how Meghan and Harry constantly criticized the royals while still using their titles. But they won't, because the titles are the brand. To Joe, that was the clearest proof of all. It was never about breaking free, it was about rebranding. He also called out the docuseries, mocking the dramatic voiceovers, soft lighting, and emotional music. It's like they're in a perfume commercial, he said, only instead of selling cologne, they're selling trauma. Joe didn't buy the tears. He saw it all as calculated and polished. Even the kids weren't off limits. Rogan criticized how Meghan kept their lives private until it was time for a photo op. It's always the same, he said. They scream about being left alone until a new project drops. Then suddenly it's meet the baby. To Rogan, it was obvious Meghan was playing a long game and the audience was catching on. He also questioned why Meghan constantly speaks on behalf of others. Whose people, Joe asked? Hollywood actresses who marry royalty? That's not relatable, that's a Disney movie. And even that, he joked, would have better writing. The reaction from Meghan's camp? Silence. As usual, no direct response, but Rogan didn't need one. He wasn't looking for a debate, he was holding up a mirror, and the reflection wasn't flattering. If the crown fits, he joked, wear it, but don't pretend you hate it while you polish it every day. Joe dug even deeper, asking why Meghan constantly frames herself as a victim when she's living in a mansion with security and brand deals. His point landed hard. To him, Meghan wasn't pushing back against the system. She was using it for clicks, views, and interviews. By the end of the segment, Rogan had made his position clear. Meghan Markle isn't a princess. She's a performer, a master of PR spin who turned her royal exit into a business strategy. And while she may still have fans, Joe isn't one of them. He said what millions were thinking, and in the world of podcasting, that honesty hits harder than any palace statement ever could.